I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Valley of the Kings. Valley of the Kings is a deck-building game. Deck-building games now run the gamut of how they score and how you play. Typically, the core mechanism is to introduce new cards into your deck by putting them in your discard pile, eventually reshuffling, and then you have a better deck than you started out with. This is the same, except that the thing that sets this one apart is to get points to score at the end, you have to entomb them. So everyone's got this tomb, and if I were to score this card at the end, it would have to be inside of my tomb, thus out of my deck. So I've got this pretty good card, it does a good thing, and I could keep it in my deck to do good things, or I can entomb it, I don't get to use it anymore, but now it scores me points. So it's where, say, Dominion had buying cards that were generally useless but give you points, and that's how you kind of slowed the leader down or whatever. In this one, it's like you take your good cards that you've been purposely buying to make your deck better, and you have to make a difficult decision. So that's the conceit of the game. Let's talk simplicity versus complexity.
So this game, simple. As far as games go, I think deck builders tend to be on the simple version. It is not your simple deck builder, though, and it's not that much more complicated. This is what you can buy from. It's a rotating pyramid of cards you can purchase, and there is a crumbling effect is what they call it. And so when I buy a card, you can only buy from the bottom row. So when I buy a card, this one comes down, this one comes down, and a new one comes out. And so that is a little bit different than other games. It's not just a new card just replaces it. It's strategic about where it's placed in the pyramid. And so that is a little bit more complex. There are also a lot of cards with lots of text. And each card can only be used for one thing. It can be entombed for points, and then it doesn't get to do its thing ever again, but you get the points at the end. It can be used for money to purchase a new card, or the action that's listed on there can be used, but you can't use the action and the money. So that's also another thing you have to remember, is that it's not one card does everything all the time, or one card does multiple things all the time. It's one or the other of those three options. So, but it's still a simple game overall.
Yeah, despite the rulebook being a whopping 14 pages, those are very, very small pages. I think it's typically something anyone could read through and play very quickly with any minimal foreknowledge of even a deck-building game. It's a very introductory game in terms of simplicity. Luck versus strategy.
This game it's a deck builder. It's got lots of luck because you're drawing cards randomly at the top, even more so than other deck builders that have a set stack of cards. So you don't know what's going to come off, and that has hurt me in my strategy, but it didn't hurt me from winning certain games. So if I'm trying to collect blues, if blues don't come out for my turn, but I just change my strategy and I say, okay, well, maybe I'm not collecting blues anymore. I'm collecting these ones that are out for my turn, because each set gives you more points the more you have. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do amulets now instead of the blue cards, which are statues. So you can change your strategy based on what there is, and the cards that even the starting cards do some cool things. One of my favorites is Shop Deal, which lets you rearrange the pyramid, so it helps you mitigate the luck of where that card is that you want. Or if I see a card that I can't purchase, but I don't want someone else to have it, I'm going to get rid of it with the same Shop Deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy in this game. This is very strategic, because it's not just purchasing cards and making your deck better like typical deck builders. There's a spatial element. You can only buy cards from the bottom row. So what do I have to do to keep one of these cards near the top from going to the bottom? Or like Molly said, do I have to sacrifice it as, a good card, and I would want to keep the Shop Tea for maybe some other use, but I got to hate sacrifice that thing, like hate drafting. I got to get it out of there because I know someone else is going to buy it and I can't let them have it. It'll be bad. Like Molly said, the more of these amulets or the more of the canopic jars or statues or whatever the Egyptian themed stuff, the stuff that you have, the more you have in your tomb, the more points each of them are worth. And so I'm going to start either outright purchasing or just sacrificing to get rid of those for somebody else. I'm like, I'm not going to use this. It's no good, but I can't let them have it. So much room for strategy in this game.
I do want to mention they do have second age cards, then third age, which helps in mitigating the luck from the outset. You're not going to get really expensive cards when you can't purchase them necessarily.
Yeah. Fun versus boring. So many times do I read on Board Game Geek, Reddit, whatnot, that this has replaced Dominion for people. And I don't know if I'd go that far. I think they both do well in certain aspects. But a lot of people really seem to love this game, and they recommend it a lot, which is why I got it. I can see their points. It's a well-designed game. I think it's more fun than it is boring, but it's not that fun to me. I think it's just a matter of possibly the deck deconstruction, which is attractive to a lot of people. So don't let me talk you out of it if that's your thing. But for me, constantly leaving a card to the side to entomb and sacrificing maybe getting a really cool card so you can be 1 gold short so you can entomb it and whatnot, stopped being fun for me around like the second play. So take that for the grain of salt it comes with, because everyone else seems to love this game.
Yeah, I really love deck builders, and this one is not as exciting, and I think mine is the replayability. It doesn't have that much because there's not that much variety of cards. You only have 1 deck, and that's all you're going to see. And I don't even do all the actions, and maybe that's my fault because I need to do more actions. I just started entombing because I'm like, if I don't start entombing, I'm not going to win. I mean, I need to get points, and so maybe I think that's why I would downgrade this on my list of deck building games. It's still a deck builder, and I still like deck builders. This is not my favorite, and I think that is why. Because the replayability, I haven't played with half these cards because I just entomb them. I'm like, oh, come to picture, don't care what it does. Putting it in there.
I would go 6 out of 10.
I would go 6 out of 10 as well.
10. It's like, it's not middle of the road, it's above that, but it's like every now and then for me.
Yeah. Valley of the Kings, we've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.